Hello and welcome back to Exit or Die, the podcast where we talk to the founders who don't just follow the market, they rewire it. My guest today is Nicholas Abele, a deep tech entrepreneur and multi-time founder and now CEO of Sonics, a next generation platform that's changing how gamers, streamers, and digital communities connect in real time. With 50 plus patent families to his name and exits under his belt, Nicholas has built tech for everything, from AR classes to quantum sensors. And now he's turning his focus to something deceptively simple, voice. And he's betting on ultra low latency communication as the future of competitive and creator-led communities. Nicholas, welcome to Exit or Die.
Hi, thank you, Peter. Thank you for having me.
Nicholas, I would say let's start directly into the topic. Let's start with the pain, with the user pain. 700 million core gamers around the world, and yet most voice tools still feel clunky or outdated. Why hasn't this category evolved?
Yeah, so it's a lot of people. I mean, 700 million players playing multiple multiplayer games where player needs to talk to each other very fast so they can react very fast. And so a lot of people have tried to make this audio communication much faster, but it's really hard topic. It's really hard topic because it has to deal with what's happening on the computer, what's happening on the network, and what's happening on the headset. And so this is where we're coming from. I mean, we're coming from AI audio laboratory from a Swiss university, and we improving end-to-end audio latency. So from my voice to your ear, that's what's matter, right? By more than 300 milliseconds. So you can now do things that you couldn't do before. And for gamers, very important. I mean, latency is everything, like mouse latency, screen latency, and voice communication latency. It took us many years to develop it. I mean, it's not a small endeavor. We started the company in 2019 out of the university. And so it's been many years to develop this AI audio technology. For there's many applications, we decided to focus on gamer because it's a real pain point and a very big market.
Mm-hmm. You have said latency and quality are not just technical problems, so they shape how people build communities. So what do most people get wrong about real-time communication?
I mean, like we've been used to do that kind of communication we have right now where people speak one after the other. It's really a business communication. I mean, if you are with friends in a cafe, everybody's speaking at the same time, right? And so that's a real life experience. And that's something which is impossible to do on the Zoom type communication today because of the delay. And this is what we're solving. We're making people being far away the same feeling as if they were in the same room, exchanging with the same speed. And speed is one thing, but what we built over the years as well is another AI audio category, which is a noise cancelling, because that's important. I mean, you want to have a clear communication with your friend, not only fast, but very clear and clean. And so we develop AI audio to cancel any background noise, and specifically for gamers, any keyboard noise as well, very noisy keyboard. So we provide a full audio quality communication experience.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit more about Sonic. So Sonic brings together voice, streaming, monetization, esports, and avatars. So all in one platform. So what was the aha moment where you saw this could work as a unified experience?
So yeah, we started very kind of sequentially. We started with audio only, super low latency. We started to give it away to pro esport teams. And they were saying, wow, see, the latency is amazing. Like it's really, truly amazing. The audio quality is amazing, but audio only, it's not really enough. We need to have video. We need to have chat. We need to have whiteboards. We need to have screen sharing. You need to have a full solution. We don't want to use two software or multiple software. And so that was for the gamer. And over the year, we built the full communication platform. And right now, this is up and running. We have all the AI audio parts, screen sharing, everything. Basically, it's a permanent Zoom because you have your permanent chat, but
Mhm.
with super high audio quality and super low latency. And that was a discussion we had with gamers themselves. But when we talk to, esport organization, which is a competitive gaming side, I mean, you have the player on one side and the business owner on the other side. And the business owner came to see us and say, you know what? I mean, you're doing something really good for our player, but we have a huge fan base, and we try to engage this fan base in a gamified way, and we try to
Mhm.
monetize them because today it's really hard to monetize a gaming fan base. And they say, can you do something for us? And so we really work together end to end and say, okay, on top of the communication side of Sonex, we build an engagement platform and a monetization platform for esport organization or gaming influencer or gaming brand, and how to gamify this experience. I mean, start with a personalized 3D avatar. So on Sundays, you can take your webcam, take a picture of yourself, and we create a 3D avatar that looks like you. Then we have a marketplace where those esports team and brand can give or sell jersey, pants, cap, everything. So people can take them and dress the avatar. And so now they have a 3D animation avatar. And what next step for gamers say, okay, this avatar, I want to play it somewhere. And so we build another tool there, which is called a mini game, mini branded game. So now we provide a game template for a brand that, there's a gameplay inside, but the brand can fully put their brand inside there, look and feel. And now their fan base can take their own personal avatar, dress with the skin, play into the esport team game. And the ultimate gamification for gamer is what we did last year. So we acquired a company last year. There was kind of a pivot on our side. We say, I mean, gamer, they want to compete. Imagine you're playing soccer, like every Sunday, and you don't want to just play playing. You want to compete at your level at some point in time. And so it doesn't have to be, tier one category competition. It could be casual competition, but you want to compete. And that's the same thing for gamers. And so we acquired one of the leading tournament software platform last year that we are currently integrating. So now you have a full engagement, gamified engagement and monetization for esports team and brands towards gamers, which is, Sweet Avatar, Skin Marketplace, mini game and tournament. And so we started to become like really a 360 solution for both players and businesses.
Mhm. And that's all in one platform. That's very interesting. And you are using proprietary AI audio tech developed in Switzerland. So what's the edge Sonics has that others cannot replicate?
Yeah, and it's very deep tech in the sense that today when you talk about AI, you talk about agentic AI, so basically an agent that helping your user to do something on the app. In our case, it's kind of we develop our own LLM, if you wish, in a sense that it's how do you use AI to reduce latency and increase audio quality? I mean, this is both algorithm. The first one is pretty technical here, but when you transmit data through the internet, the network is pretty good in average. Like it's very between here, like I'm in Boston and New York, maybe the network will take 10 milliseconds in
Mhm.
average. But the issue is not the average, the issue is the peak. So from time to time, it will take 200 milliseconds. And so what every software is doing is that to cope for this peak, they are buffering the audio. They are basically buffering my audio or replicating my audio so that you on your side, on the receiver side, because it's replicated, that we don't have any issue hearing it. But that's delay. What we're doing in our case is that we send the data, some data will be lost, and we artificially recreate the data on the receiver side. And artificially means we train the AI on what kind of losses you can have on a network, what kind of information is providing from the sender side. And so basically the AI is filling the gap of the loss data real time. And so that's really the first algorithm. The second one is that we train our own AI algorithm on specific gamer noise. I mean, typical noise for gamers, as I said, is keyboard. All gamers use very noisy mechanical keyboards to be very fast. Again, about latency, but it's very noisy here. Plus all the background noise when you're playing in a room, it's called a LAN. In a LAN environment, on-site environment, a lot of background noise. And that doesn't help a gamer to concentrate on their game. And so we train our AI algorithm on this thing and include it in our software. So we have these two software blocks. Is really our own algorithm. It's pretty deep. Took several years also to train the algorithm and to embed it into our software.
Yeah. And I can guess building such a platform is only possible with a great track record, with a great team, and also on your side with a really perfect know-how. So you have built AR devices, ran IP at Magic Leap, worked at Intel, and co-founded also multiple startups and companies. So why pivot from hardware and sensors into a software-first product for gamers?
It's a key question here. Indeed, I'm coming from the hardware side, and my first startup, we're doing AR display technology that we acquired by Intel in 2015. But they're both connected in a sense that, basically the whole story is that you want to teleport yourself in a place where you are close to your friend. So there's two parts. There's the visual part and the audio part. And so basically we solve the audio part with my first startup, and a lot of people are developing, AR display technology, and the visual part is well solved. But really, when it comes to things of, doing things as if you were in the same room, talking about the gaming, talking about music as well. If you want to play from two different homes at the same time in sync, it's really impossible in the music industry. And so that's why we developed Sonics initially. So we need to solve the audio part of the teleportation part, if you wish.
Yeah. And how has your experience in MEMS displays and sensing influenced how you think about interaction design today?
It's a multi-sensor environment, right? I mean, you have a visual acufen, you have an audio side, haptic as well. So I'm really much still into this environment of hardware. I mean, a lot of my friends are doing hardware startups for AR, VR, for sensing, and we see it as a whole. And so sometimes we just take ideas from one side and give the idea on the other side. Where we're coming from now on Sonics is saying that, communication cannot be static, cannot be 2D, cannot be just a chat like you have on Discord. It has to be 3D. It has to be 3D. You need to be able to share emotion. And so that's why we created this avatar, playable avatar. So instead of sending an emoji saying I'm happy, the avatar will make a backflip. And so that's really sharing an emotion with your community, and could be with physical sensor as well, with a camera, with physical sensor on your body. Could be just by, inputting some emotion in sense of emoji here. But it's really, how do you share this proximity? How do you share emotion with your friends?
Yeah. Really big vision what you have with Sonics. Let's talk about that later. But Sonics is not just a voice app. So it's a platform where creators and gamers can actually monetize their community. What are you seeing at the intersection of gaming and creator tools that others are missing?
Yeah, so in a creator environment, you have, especially in gaming, you have like one big actor, which is Twitch, it's a streaming. So it's a monodirectional communication. The guy is speaking and the other guy is listening and typing some comments here. So it's not really an interaction for me. It's just monodirectional. It's provide, for streamers, visibility for them, and also with the capability to fans to support, effectively pay subs. So support financially as a streamer. But there's no real gamified entertainment here. Completely missing the gamified parts. Watching is something, playing is another thing. And there was a study the other day showing that if you talk to gamers, they are 8 times more willing to play a game than to watch a game. There's a lot of people watching a game. There's much more, like 8 times more people want to play the game, and even more if the game is from their favorite streamer. And so that's why we come in here. We say to gaming influencer, we develop a mini games for you guys. You just take it, brand it yourself, and give it to your fan base to engage them. And then the next step is that when they are engaged this way, then you can organize quests and challenges. Okay, now this week, if you take a skin or the winner will get one of my skin, etc. So you can start selling stuff, and selling stuff in a digital world means selling skins. And right now in a market every year in the gaming industry, there's more than $50 billion spent in skins for avatar in a game, but we're trying to export it in avatar, outside of the game, made for fans. And so that's really a brand new thing we're putting on the market, enabling content creator to generate revenue from their fan in a very nice way.
Yeah, you mentioned Twitch, biggest player on the market, and also I mentioned your vision. So what's the exact long-term vision? Is Sonic's a communication tool, a community layer, or something bigger?
On the gaming market, you have Twitch on one side, you got Discord on the other side. Discord is really a communication platform for casual gamers and many other, but not very interactive. I mean, it's mainly chat. And so there's a giant space in between. What is there for passionate gamer, for gamer playing competitive game in a casual way or in a pro way, and for team, all this ecosystem, which is several million people, there's really nothing for them. There's nothing for the player to compete at the highest level with low latency. There's nothing for esport team and gaming brands to engage and generate monetization. And so we're taking really this space here. We always say that Discord is for 1 billion casual gamer. We are for 700 million gamer playing competitive games. And so that's our target market. And I want to go very big next to a Twitch, next to a Discord, really for this focus market.
And it shows that you're definitely on the right way, because Sonic has been ranked among the top 100 Swiss startups 3 years in a row. And you won CES Innovation Awards. So, and now yet you are building a product for a very global and fast moving audience. What's the biggest challenge scaling from Switzerland?
I mean, for Switzerland, there's two challenges. There's scaling on its own, and there's scaling from Switzerland.
Right.
And so scaling on its own is really hard in the sense that the expectation from the player, from the gamer, are super high, and Discord's being there for more than 10 years right now. They have millions of features. Twitch, same thing, millions of features. So the expectation from player is not like one killer feature. That's one killer feature plus all the basic feature. And those basic features, you have many, not very rocket science, but we still need to do it. And we still need to do it in a scalable way. Because I mean, a lot of users are using Sonics today, from Korea to US to South America. Even our third biggest audience right now is in Turkey. It's really global thing. So you need to scale globally your software, and that's a real challenge. Now scaling from Switzerland as a software company, it's not a big challenge, I would say. It's not something like you start local and you grow beyond. I mean, in our case, we always start beyond, because just free downloadable software from anywhere in the world. And so the fact is, I relocated in the US 3 years ago. So my co-founder is in Zurich. I'm based in Boston. And so basically the two of us, we cover, a big part of the world. It's a lot to cover, but that's what we do here. And, and so I'm scaling in the US and South America, scaling in Europe. We still need to grow. We haven't done really a lot, nearly nothing in Asia. That's part of a roadmap. And that's why we're going to go after a Series A next year. But I mean, today we were able really to scale the infrastructure and the visibility of Sonics really beyond Switzerland.
Okay. You mentioned also Boston, where you are based. So, what do you think? Where is the understanding for the gaming market better, especially for such a technology? Is it in Europe or is it in the US?
It's really interesting because gaming market has a lot of gamers. I mean, all the way from playing our Fortnite to chess.com. And chess.com is a game, right? And so if you count all those people, you have like 3 billion people. Everybody is saying, no, it's impossible. But yeah, you playing chess, you playing this. No. So if you, yeah, indeed. So that goes pretty fast there. The hard part is really finding investor into gaming. That's really the hard part because 90% of the gaming investor invest in game studios, really to develop video games. 10% are investing into game adjacent, as we call it. And so that's where we land here. And that's for the investor who knows about gaming. But amongst all the investors, the one who knows gaming is maybe 1%. So that's the challenge. For example, in Switzerland, very few people knows about gaming, invest into gaming because they don't really understand the entire ecosystem around it. It's not typical startup from EPFL and ETH. And so nothing is really typical here. So we need to do a lot of education there. But it's really market to market. Like in France, it's much more well known. I mean, France always been very, very strong in gaming. You have Ubisoft, you have a lot of gaming company, a lot of studios, not too many gaming adjacent. And the US, specifically in Los Angeles, this is where all the gaming happens. So Los Angeles is the place to be. So West Coast. Here in Boston, it's more tech oriented. We chose, East Coast for time difference reason as well, just to work efficiently with a team in Europe. But so it's really well positioned here, being in the US. So I can now travel to LA, travel to New York, and use Boston as a place.
And I'm sure that you learned a lot of things building such a startup, building such technology for gaming. You have raised capital, you built teams and scaled startups. So what do you think? What's the one thing founders underestimate when building a deep tech consumer product?
I mean, good and frustrating at the same time is that, between the ideas and when you deliver a product, it takes, if it's a deep tech product like us, I mean, it takes really 3-4 years just to develop the product. And these 4 years, no straight line. It's kind of turning, you try a thing, didn't work, you try another thing. So looking back 5 years later, I could have done it like in a year. Yes, if you know the past. And so that's, you never know in advance. And that's on the technical side, on the business side as well, because we tried also to sense other market in a sense. For example, with our low latency technology, we went into gaming, but we also saw that there was an opportunity in the music industry. And so we partner in 2022 with the biggest jazz festival in the world, which is the Montreux Jazz. And they say, okay, let's pick a band. They have a seat at Montreux. They're going to play on 6th of July. But we're going to split them in two. There's six musicians. We're going to take 3 in Montreux. And there is another jazz festival in France at the same time. And they are okay to make a joint concert. So we're going to send 3 musicians on each scene in front of the audience. They got to play together using Sonics as if it was a single concert. And so that was kind of a big challenge. I mean, technological challenge. And musicians are extreme about latency, really extreme. And we did it less than 18 milliseconds end to end between the two, including network, including the 10 millisecond. Wow. So that was kind of ultimate. We did it. It was really well. I mean, musicians were really happy. They were saying that closing the eye was being in the same room with my friends in France. So, and that was a challenge because it was 2 countries. So 2 networks, really the worst things IO, but at the same time, we just realized that music industry is not ready, and musicians are not ready to see the full potential of it. We need to educate a lot to show all the capabilities, and gamer were ready. Gamer knows what millisecond means, and so we had to take a hard stop on music, saying, okay, we cannot chase the two things at the same time. Let's pivot entirely to gaming. And so that's also not a straight line. You say, okay, way to adapt our technology, change our business just to adapt to the market. Because at the end of the day, you want to grow and you want to take the low hanging fruit. And if it's the route that you thought, let's do it.
I'm sure building in such an industry, in such a market, you have to be very fast as the communities are. Gaming industry is really fast moving. We have also a very fast part in our podcast. We call it the Exit or Die Rapid Fire. It's a quick fire round, 5 questions from my side, and please 1 sentence answer from your side, please.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Perfect.
sure.
My number 1 question would be the most underrated design decision in Sonics.
The look and feel of the app. It's so important for players and such a huge discussion internally.
Okay. The number 2 would be what kills the audio UX faster than anything else?
We love our AI noise cancelling. That's even killing our latency.
Okay, perfect. The number 3 is one gaming trend that's definitely overhyped.
The gaming trend overhyped is the number of games being released per year. Like more than 15,000 games. Is that? It's a fact, so it's not overhyped, but you need to scale down. Otherwise, there will be a lot of games not finding their market.
Yeah. Then we already talked about gamer communities. One thing every gamer community needs to scale.
Yes, but not necessary. Like you find a gamer community like tournament organizer. They have 10,000, 20,000 deep followers for a long time, and they want to grow, but not like a huge scaling. They're happy this way. They want to keep their community engaged. So scaling is not really mandatory for gaming.
And for me, the most interesting question: if Sonics didn't exist, what would you be building instead?
Oh, I've got a lot of ideas. I'm focusing on Sonics right now because this is the core. I probably will be doing some IP startup because right now there's a lot of things happening on the IP side. Agentic AI, helping finding IP and so on. And so, but that's for the future. Right now, it's Sonics.
I can imagine you definitely have more ideas in your mind in gaming and also in other industries. Nicholas, so far, thanks for all these great insights. My last question would be if you could beam one message into every gamer's headset. So what would you say?
Audio is everything. Audio is everything, and everything on the audio quality. Experience to communicate with your friend as if you were in the same room. That's really the word here.
Perfect. Nicholas, that's it. Really, really great journey. Hats off from my side. So thank you for all the great insights. And that's a wrap for this episode of Exit or Die. Again, big thanks to you, Nicholas. Nicholas is a founder who's definitely proving that sometimes the biggest revolution comes through a single voice, delivered in real time with zero latency. Nicholas, any last message to our listeners?
Yeah, no, thank you, Peter, for inviting me. The key message for all entrepreneurs, just keep going, surf the wave, find your path. It's never easy, and I did like 4 startups, all positive, negative things. I mean, you will learn a lot. It's not easy every day, but it's grateful.
Yeah, and my last message, again, Nicholas, thank you for all the insights. And to all our listeners, if you are building communities, leading teams, or just trying to keep up with how fast digital interaction is changing, Sonics might be showing us all the next frontier. Thank you and see you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, Peter. Bye.